What is up, guys? Oh, the internet is already starting. It's super fun. So we'll see how long I can stay connected. It would not let me go live for a while there. I don't know what was going on, but we are live now, so that's excellent. How does the audio sound? I don't want to blow everybody's eardrums out with my microphone. Good to see you. Whoa, what do we have here, guys? Meth, we haven't even started the stream. You're already making donations. Good to see you, dude. Thank you. Very cool to see everybody. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. Awesome. We've got people in the chat. Pogo, awesome. He's actually able to make it this time. That's very cool, dude. Zap posted, he said, I hope everybody's doing well. He had a brutal weekend and another still ahead. Oosh. Praying for you, brother. You had to skip your weekly game. Ooh, that's never fun. So this stream is all you're going to get. Okay, well, I'll try to do my best. Michael was first, though. It's true. I'm actually shopping with the father, so I probably won't be able to make it. Oh, dude, well, thank you for, dropping by, saying hello. Like, it's really cool for you to do that. Enjoy shopping with Dad. Get some Christmas shopping in if you can. I've already started. I've already wrapped some presents. Oh, okay, cool. It's glad the sound is good. Hello, Mom. My mom is always here supporting the stream, so that's always very cool. So today, we're going to be looking at a couple of different things. We've had some really excellent sessions of Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. We'll do the recap there. I'll let you guys know how everything's been going. Give it some time for everybody to hop into the chat. Oh, coffee in the morning. First sip of coffee. So good. Yeah, I was having technical difficulties getting the stream going. Don't know why. I don't pretend to understand tech. That's my thing. Oh, Jack's here. The show can begin. Hi, Mrs. Mike's mom. Yeah, her name is Audrey, and she's awesome. She lives in Louisiana with Bill, my dad, and my sister Amanda and her 3 kids, who I will not be doxing. One of them's in college, so I mean, I guess she can make her own decisions on that. But okay, yeah. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I am gonna pull up some notes from what happened. We had a very interesting session, a very atypical session. It was only 2 players. I decided to run it regardless because, time is always ticking. And sorry guys, time is always ticking. And when you're running 1-to-1 time, you don't want to punish the players who are willing to show up by not running a session just because it's 2 people. And so, these guys are hardcore. They've been dedicated to the progress of the community. And so I ran a game for them. And we did an overland adventure. And the goal was Audrey the Awesome, new NPC dropping soon. Yes. The goal was for this session was to map some of the surrounding region. I have a map that I've been building for about 2.5, 3 years. It wasn't right away when the campaign started, but pretty soon after we started the campaign, I started filling in a hex map. And I'm not going to show it on stream because some of the players are in here right now. But there was a whole swath of the map that was completely open, untouched, just white hexes. And so, very nice. And so we decided to go with mapping the dungeon, or mapping the region, and getting an idea of what's actually out there. And so I told them before the session began, I am not going to prepare anything. We're going to zero prep this thing. And this was like my first real zero prep ever. Like I've tried my hand at it, little things like filling out a dungeon room, for example, just using the tables and just rolling with it. That I'm quite experienced with. See the YouTube shorts right? Like the rapid room dungeons. I film those. It actually takes me about 10 minutes to film because I'll be like, welcome back to rapid okay, welcome back to rapid room. I'll try a couple times, and then actually drawing the lines and like, getting the shape with the pencil and then erasing. It actually takes about 10 minutes to do a room, with all of like the retakes and then like the actual drawing. It takes about 10 minutes, but when you cut it down, like all of like the silence, when you're just like thinking in your head what I want to do, it's about 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. And I was like, what would that translate into if I did that in session? And I can say, little pause, little suspenseful pause there. I can say that it is fun, but it is not ideal gameplay. Now, I know the zero prep people are going to be like, well, just practice the book control. The more experience you have with it, the better it is. And maybe Pogo and Jack McCarthy can shed some light on their experience with zero prep, like being on the other side of the table. What was it like? For me, I felt I was super dropped into the game. The session went by very quickly. We do 3 hours online, and it went by really quickly. I was thinking a lot the whole time, and I was very grateful anytime they would just start talking to each other and roleplay, because it gave me time to like look and research things. There were several moments in the session where I was just like, guys, we're gonna have to just take a break here while I figure this out. So I don't know. Like, I don't know what it was like as a player. For me, I had a lot of fun. It is not the optimal way to run a session. It isn't. You want to have book control because you want to be able to, know where to look for things. And only, I think, once did we have to stop to look up a page number. But for the most part, and these guys, they know the books as well, so they were able to help me. We weren't doing too much page flipping. We were mostly like reading charts, like trying to see like what happened. So there was one time we were trying to find like the swamps for this region. But yeah, I mean, I'm curious like what their experience was. Michael, he asked me, how's the coffee in China, Mike? I hear the coffee in Italy is better at the gas station than the best we have in the US. I don't know about Italy, but I love coffee here. There's coffee shops all over. I don't want to spend too much money on coffee because like coffee culture is really big here, like very big. There's a coffee shop everywhere. And people will leave the office and like just work in there. It's like very hipster vibe in that sense. A lot of pop-ups all the time. Cute places too. Delicious coffee, but you will pay for it, and I don't want to spend a bunch of money on it. Sometimes I do Starbucks if I want a second coffee for the day, but my first coffee, it's just like some boxed coffee or whatever. It's already like grounded up for me. It's really delicious, but it gets the job done, and it's only like what would it be in US, like $4 US for a whole box of coffee, and it's really good. And I can get like 15 cups of coffee out of it, whereas like 1 cup of Starbucks is the same cost for the entire box. And so I love coffee. I usually don't drink the stuff at the shops because it's so good, but it's a waste of money. And I'm addicted, so I have to like have a steady flow. I could have a drip hooked up with an IV. That's how much I need coffee. So I can't be spending my entire bank account on it. Let's see. Jack says zero prep is the best. Okay, the best. From the player side, the delays were not any more noticeable than having a player like, grabassery. And I was kind of, I was semi-aware of that, I think, in the moment, that the delays weren't anything that's atypical from a normal session. You are going to have like moments in game, even when you like have an idea of where things are going to go. There are moments in session where like there's just like a lull for the DM, right? And I was really leaning into those moments naturally, and then also adding a little bit more of those pauses whenever I would have to look something up. Yeah. Pogo was the other player. He can say, I can say the slight pause as you rolled up encounters added to the suspense, waiting for the next death threat. Oh, I'm interested in that. Okay. Yeah, no, that's cool. Because the fact that I actually felt that too, and I forgot that I felt it in the moment. Because the fact that like we don't know what was coming up. Actually, whenever I saw it come up, I got a super blast of dopamine. Excuse me, guys, I talk for a living, and so my throat's always like a little bit dry. I got a hit of dopamine when I saw the result for that random encounter on the way back to town, because I never would have pulled that NPC out of my notebook ever again. I forgot about him. It's been 2 years, and whenever I got to see that NPC pop back up, I got so excited because he is such a fun character that had a massive impact on the campaign. About 2 years ago, he killed our level 7 magic user. And he's been like this haunting menace for evil characters for a while. And so like if you're evil, there's like this Batman like NPC that exists. He's not a human though. He has real wings, and he is just this master of destruction, and nobody stands a chance next to him. Like I've never seen anything that could like put up with him. And I'll be honest, it's a sphinx. It's a sphinx, and this sphinx was randomly generated 2 years ago in a random encounter. And then he popped up again on a random encounter table, and if it hadn't been for zero prep, I never would have seen him again. I forgot that he existed, but I popped up another Sphinx, and I was like, I can't believe that he's back. And there's an evil character in the party. And, you know, Pogo, I keep wanting to say your real name. I'm sorry, dude. Your Austin is his real name, everybody, by the way. Sorry, that's an inside joke. His name is not Austin. So I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, right. Pogo, if your character had played that a little bit differently, like if you had been honest, because he kept saying, like, I'm not going to play games with you, you might have made it out alive or imprisoned, which would have been a whole nother adventure. But, yeah, things went down the way they went down, dude. I'm sorry. Rip. Fizzle Battlebach. I almost got your name right. Let's see. Zero prep is the only true way. It's not just a game thing. It's a life philosophy. Did I prep before typing this comment? No, I just did it. Wow, so insightful, Jack. Jack's character is still not level 2, but on the 11th, his character will be flown in on the back of a Sphinx, and he will be able to sell the map of what it is that he created. He's the sole survivor of that encounter, sole PC survivor. And so he has a map of the northern reaches, and there is something of value there. I'm not going to spoil it for the people who could potentially buy that map from Jack, and with the gold that you sell it for, you might be able to have enough gold to level up finally. Let's see. Okay. Zero prep is fun, but so is encounter building. One of my favorite things is building scenes at the table for my home group. Yeah. So I have spent a lot of time building out the world. And by the way, hey, buddy, good to see you. I've spent a lot of time building out the world, and now I want to kind of let it run and see, like, I told the guys in the Discord what I would do is I have already built all these factions. I know what they would want and what they would do and how they would react to you. So let's just zero prep it, which means zero prep. Let's do some defining. What does that mean? It means you just use the random tables and the random encounter rolls and the reaction rolls to generate a session. And so when when I was thinking about would I be nervous running zero prep, I was talking to the guys. I don't think I would, because I know what everybody's going to do. Like that encounter building, it's not so much encounter building, but like it's more like faction philosophy building and like NPC building. And I know who they are now. Like I've known them for years. And so let's just roll with it. And I'm glad I did, because it was a very fun session. I just don't know if it's as good as whenever I design like a dungeon, like, well, I don't know. Also, the Rapid Room dungeon looks really cool. It's got a lot of fun stuff in it. Maybe I'm slowly converting to like 80% or 90% zero prep. I don't know. I can say that I'm going to do it again. I don't know if it'll be next session, but I am going to do it again, because I like the idea of not so much encounter building, but placing things with intention. We put the Eye of Vecna inside the dungeon that they were in 2 sessions ago. Well, I put it in there months ago, and they just found it. And that was a choice. I chose to put an artifact in there. I did randomly roll that artifact, but it was a choice to put that in there because I wanted to spice things up for level 1 characters. I wanted them to have something that everybody in the entire world would want and try to take from them, and they would have to work with some powerful people to keep it safe, maybe get some gold for it. I mean, they completely botched the play. They threw it into another dimension and, didn't get any kind of effects from it, but, players are going to play. Players are going to play. Hey, Roxy's here. Why don't I see her in chat? Because some people are saying hello, Roxy, but I don't see her. Oh, there it is. Wow, a lot of chats already. Yeah. So Roxy has a high-level character in the world. Her, for those of you who don't know, Roxy is the Bronstein champion of Beijing. She has won both Bronsteins that have been run in Beijing, and it's not because, I would say it's because she's like sweet and like innocent and everybody just wants to trust her. Actually, like, she kind of pulled like the sweet vibes on the first one, but really she was just negotiating well, and she created like an alliance of people who supported putting her on the throne. But the second one, everybody knew that she won the last one, and she was good at like negotiating, and they let her win again because she betrayed she betrayed some people. She was at war directly with half the factions, but she betrayed her one partner in the last like round or two to win. And everybody knew that she was good at that. Like, everybody knew already. So like the second time wasn't a fluke. It was like you didn't stop the best player at the table. It reminds me of do you guys play Magic the Gathering? Oh, you know what would be so cool? Oh, I don't have my Magic cards. Let me know in the chat if you guys ever want to see my commander decks. So I play a version of Magic the Gathering. It's multiplayer, where it's not just like 1 versus 1. Every game of Magic, I guess, is multiplayer, but it's multiple people at the table. And 4 players is probably ideal. 5 is still pretty fun. And what it is, so Magic is a game where you build, it's a card game, competitive card game, where you cast spells to beat your opponents. It's a lot like D&D. It's owned by the same company that owns D&D. And in this format, you get to play with these cards from like all over the history of Magic, and you design and build these decks, and you go at war with 3 or 4 people at the table. But you can't win if you don't play politics. And yesterday, I don't get to play a lot of Magic, but I absolutely destroyed these guys who are like hardcore Magic players. I've been spending a little bit of money recently on my Magic cards, and I wanted to test out the new cards that I bought. And it wasn't even a game of politics. Like, I controlled the board, and then nobody got to do anything that I didn't allow to happen. So then, like, everybody was trying to make an alliance against me, and I still won. It felt so good. Oh, I love Magic. I don't ever get to play because I'm either like, editing YouTube stuff or running D&D games. That was fun. If you guys ever want to see my Magic decks, I will show them on stream sometime. Let's see. Let me catch up with the chat. My very first session of 5e, I died in the first 15 minutes. I laugh at death. So, Parker, let me ask you a question. Was it the goblin encounter on the road for Lost Mines of Phandelver? Because I have killed many players. The most deaths I've ever had in 5e has been on that road trying to recover, what is his name? Sildar Hallwinter and what's that dwarf? Gundren Rockseeker. Yeah. All right, let's see. Austin didn't need to hide his identity. Hello, Jack. I heard a lot about you from Mike. Oh, this is Roxy saying that. Hopefully we play a game together sometime. That's definitely doable. You did similar in 5e. The party stumbled upon a pack of owl bears and decided to hide in a tree. Yeah. I think bears are really good at climbing trees and owls are really good at being in trees. I don't think that was a good strategy. Jack says, I'd love to. Roxy, what game do you want me to run for you? Now, Jack, don't open up that door. Unless if you're serious, she will take you up on that offer. To be fair, when I set the encounter building, I'm also building the set pieces and the terrain that you build. Okay, yeah, that's a lot of fun. I know that what my buddy who ran a 5e game for me, he did a set. It was like he had like this board with like these columns that we had to interact with, and then there was an altar in the center. Everybody was like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" Because I do all theater of the mind. I don't do any like minis really. I have a lot of minis, and I paint them, and I enjoy that aspect of the hobby. And when I'm a player, I'll pick a mini and be very excited about using it. But whenever I'm actually running the game, I just do theater of the mind. Yeah. Roxy says, my favorite is Call of Cthulhu, but I've played many like AD&D. The system is good, but it's hard to understand because English is not her first language. ShadowDark 2. Yeah, ShadowDark is super fun. Hey, it's gone, isn't it? That eye? No longer your problem. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you ditched the eye, you didn't ditch it really. You gave it to a very powerful faction. You fortified an elemental prince. That's what you did. You made a choice. There was definitely a choice. I'm not going to say there's not going to be any there's definitely going to be consequences from it. Let's see. So glad I got out of Magic before my wallet started crying. Well, here's the thing. I bought these decks. It was like 2010 when I bought my first deck, and I'm still using it. And then like 2015 or 2014, I bought the second one. And I've been buying one card at a time, making it really good. Now they're worth thousands of dollars each, to be honest. But if you build it up like slowly, like it's been like 15 years. Like honestly, I went like 5 years without spending any money on Magic. But this year I bought some cards. But yeah, I mean they're definitely like $2,000 decks now. But that's because you buy a card in 2010 and it was already $10. And now, over time, like they're even more rare, especially the versions of those cards that I have. But I would never spend $2,000 just outright. But how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Okay, wow, we got a lot of chat going on. I was explicitly warned that the thing was going to destroy me, us, and everything. And if we're talking about the Eye of Vecna here, yes, it would have obliterated you. To play PvP well, you need to be cute and strategic. See, not all of us can do that, We're only cute, okay? So give us a break. So glad I got out of Magic. Yeah. That's MTG for you. Yeah. So yeah, do you guys ever play? Like, if you guys play, that'd be cool. I wonder how a zero prep game would go if the DM had a ridiculous amount of minis, tiles, and ugh, in some boxes beside them. No rolls, just reach in, place whatever comes out, and building. I have, oh, it's in my other room. I have a rolling drawer of all my minis. So like, I could roll it around, reach into one of the drawers. Like, I have like 6 drawers. Open one up, pull it out, see what it is. I have the monsters in one, the PC kind of characters in another, unpainted minis in another, like wargaming minis, like a bunch of like little tiny soldiers. I have terrain, all that stuff. Yeah. Magic the Gathering is the original pay to win. Hey, just D&D. Good to see you, dude. Very good to see you, man. You should hop into AD&D. I know that's more your style. Less like sci-fi stuff, more fantasy. You should hop in. Yeah, the narrative around that would be insane. I'd be like, oh, there's a portal here. Okay, this portal. But the thing is I only have like a certain amount of like dungeon tile pieces. So like after like the second bookshelf, people are gonna be like, okay, what? Oh, another bookshelf. Got it. My first session was a homebrew 6-session campaign. Walked out of the tavern and lost initiative to 3 bandits. Ah, okay. So it wasn't Lost Mines of Phandelver, which is very lethal, at least the first encounter. So about the new ShadowDark play, yeah, deck, and then this other one that's like Control, and that's the one I beat everybody with. Yeah, so that's my experience with zero prep. I enjoyed it. There were moments of just I don't know what's going on and I need time, and that felt for me like I could feel my temperature rising, like I was sweating a little bit. I was like, I'm sorry guys, I don't know where this is. I got to find it. And if they didn't notice on their side, I think that's a good thing to keep in mind if you are going to zero prep DM, that it might not be as bad as you think it is. Yeah. So yeah, about ShadowDark. So what I was thinking is I have the heroes that are level 6, and we're going to put them on pause. I'm not going to like throw away the character sheets. So we have them. They're going to sit in a folder for a while. But I have some new character sheets just past my Dungeon Master's Guide right here. And I was thinking, oh yeah, if we kind of slide this right here, yeah, you can see that, I bet, but I can't really write if they're over there. We'll have to, I'm right-handed, guys, sorry, we're gonna have to like switch this around a little bit. So what we're gonna do, we have 5 empty character sheets here. Oh wait, and we have, sorry, this is just a blank hex map that I was using for our adventure the other night. Okay, how many character sheets do I have? Yeah, I have 5. So I figured we would roll up a lot of these. We were just going to roll up randomly using the completely random character generator system that's in ShadowDark. But at the end of but what's going to happen is at the end of the character rolls, I'm going to need to like fill in the blanks, right? Cuz I can't have just a bunch of thieves, right? So if we're going to do like a campaign, we need to have like a balance of the classes. And so I will roll the first couple of them just completely randomly. And then whenever we get down to like the last 2, whatever we need to fill in for the classes, I'm just going to have to roll 3d6 and then assign it, because we need to have like a cleric, right? Or we don't want all thieves. So that's the only issue with like rolling a bunch of characters randomly, is that like you might just have 3 thieves and a cleric or something, and that's not as fun. Dungeon Delver says hello. Clipping this and making a YouTuber short with it. Did you know that in 2025, Scutifer Mike did a live stream about ShadowDark? I like ShadowDark. It's super fun. I don't like live streaming about AD&D because everything I make for AD&D, I want to use it in my campaign. And it, like, here's the thing, like, whenever I spend time in this book, I want to like use it, right? And all of the players are in the chat right now. So like I come in, you know, we'll talk about what's going on with the AD&D campaign, and I think right now we're at 10 players in the world, which is super awesome. and it is an absolute blast playing it. But whenever I'm streaming, I just like playing ShadowDark because it's faster, and you can really zero prep with it. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Mr. Delver. Why are the stats in the wrong order? Yeah, no, I don't like that either. Well, it's strength, intelligence, dex, wisdom. So these two should be switched. Yeah, and then con, charisma. If you're reading it this way. But this way, it's like all completely messed up. But yeah. No, it is a great system. It is. It's super fun. And like, what's really good. Yeah, these two are off. But what's really great about this book are the tables. There's just so much in here for anybody who wants to run a game, and it's all in one book. Like, you just have to respect the effort. Like, this to me is the best streaming D&D game. Like, it's better than 5e. It's better than AD&D if you're streaming it. It's really smooth and fun and fast, and it's got all of the hallmarks of an old school game, but with all of the polish of new school. So there are other new school games that I like that just they don't hold a candle to this. OSE, no. Dragon Slayer, sorry. Dr. Greg, no. This this is where it's at for streaming. But okay, so making a random character, there is a process. So guys, I don't know if you know this, but this is a book that I printed here in China for like $2. So it's not, the quality is not that great if you look and see. But I think that in the back of the book, there's just random characters, random character generation right here. It's on page. It's in an appendix. It doesn't even have a page. It's page 326. And so these are random encounters. I know there's a way to make random characters, though, right? Oh, this is just encounter stuff, which is still really good. I'm glad that I noted it's back here. But I thought maybe the random characters are in the front of the book. It's so well organized, and I just didn't even take the time to look and see where the character generation was. Maybe it's right after the classes. There's 4 classes in the book. All of this can be randomized, which is great. Yeah, maybe I just should have looked it up right before. Oh, here it is. Here it is on page 40. ShadowDark, it is cool. Like, it really is. Like, I'm a hardcore AD&D guy. I don't want to run a campaign of ShadowDark for a while. I'm good on it. AD&D is where all of our attention is going. It's where all the downtime orders. I'm in between my classes. I'm resolving downtime. We're trying to get Jack McCarthy enough gold to where he can afford to level up. It's going to take him like 10 days. Actually, with your last session, I think the average is going to go down to like 9 days, maybe less. So it's not even a full week and a half anymore. Y'all with the ShadowDark making me feel like Kevin McCarthy in the Invasion of the Body Snatchers. You're all pod people. It's really a fun game. Yeah, page 40. Thank you, sir. How small are your hands, Mike? The ShadowDark book is like 6 feet tall. Yeah, so this is I printed it in A4, which is the original, like the actual book is A5. So because I wanted it for stream. So I wanted people to be able to like look down and see it. So yeah, this is an oversized version. Why aren't the ability scores in alphabetical order? That's a good question. Because that's not how Gary made it. Dungeon Delver says, the stats are in that order of the character classes prime attribute. Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go. There's the answer. He's a wealth of knowledge, Mr. Delver. Thank you, Mr. Bill. And I don't know if I said thank you for the $2 donation. Thank you. I did read it. I just didn't say thank you. So thank you, sir. We've got so many people in the AD&D campaign that have bought Crom. Sir, I don't know if you're aware of that, but like I'm funneling people in my Discord to you. I'm like, message Dungeon Delver, get Crom, because it is making our lives so much easier. So much easier. Because a lot of the guys are brand new to AD&D, and this is like what it does is it's like I can take my hands away from the game and be like, just send me the file from Crom. I'll look at what you have. You're good to go, you know? And it takes away like the idea. It's like, did you roll 10 HP? Did you really? Dude, I can't thank you enough for the Crom sales. Well, you know, honestly, thank you for making our game easier. Let's see. Jack says, that doesn't make any sense either. The classes in order are Cleric, Fighter, Thief, Wizard. Because Magic user is stupid. What does that even mean? Well, let me tell you that you are speaking blasphemy now, Jack, and I'm going to have to get my mods to ban you if you say something like that again. Crom is great. I've already had to make a few characters. Oh, Pogo, I'm so sorry, dude. He says Crom is great. He's already had to make a few characters. Yeah, because, well, it's a lethal game. You know, and the thing is like Parker hasn't been able... Oh, sorry, Pogo hasn't been able to join us because he works normally on the time when we're running the game. He's been playing in other games with me whenever I run at different times, but the AD&D thing, it's recently been happening at a time where he's working, and the first time he can come to a session, I kill his character. Yeah, I think he's got to be trolling. You're just a goblin. Yeah, I can tell. All right, so let's look at this. It says you can use these tables to randomly generate a level 0 or a first level character. Roll your stats, which we can do. Background and class talents. As normal. Okay. Make selections for your character if no table is provided. All right, so we do have to roll the stats first, and that is 3d6. And we're going to just go down the line, and then we're going to use the modifiers from this book, which are very different than the modifiers in AD&D, which you're soon going to see and realize. Here's all my D6s for chainmail. Okay, now we need a pencil. Let's start filling this in. Now, the pencil doesn't show up very well on camera. I apologize for that, but, you know, it is what it is. So, oh, yeah. We rolled straight down the line. Let's actually turn to page 15 so we're not just messing this up. I love the art as well. Let's see. First level characters, stats. To determine your character stats, roll 3d6 in order for each one. Note each total and modifier on your character sheet. Optionally, if none of your stats are 14 or higher, you may roll a new set of... I never realized that. Okay, if I don't have a 14, then I'll re-roll. Okay. Now, the reason why I want to do this, this ShadowDark is because the Glass Cannon Network. Guys, if you're not watching the Glass Cannon Network's their actual play of ShadowDark, you are missing out. They are so funny, and you can see the excitement of these players. Like, they're experiencing an old school game for the first time. It's so cool. Let's see strength. Okay, look at this beautiful 8. Looks like we might be getting rid of this set. Oh, that's a 2. Okay, we have a 9. Oh, man, I realized that was a rule in the book. I think in the last round of characters I made, I just goofed off with like 10s. Okay, let's try again. Strength. Here we go. All right, there it is. Now we have a 15 in strength. We have a fighter. Yeah. If I slide this over a little bit, I don't have to hop back and forth. Oh, okay. Now keep it in the box. Here we go. Yeah, all right. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. I want it to be perfect. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. We have a 15. That's really good. 10 for Dex. Solid. All right, now con. Our fighter is so healthy with an 8. Intelligence. 9. I don't mind having negatives. Like, if I have one good stat, that's cool. All right, 12. 12 wisdom. Not bad. And then the charisma. We ooh, look at that. A 17. You need one character that can communicate with the enemy and make things a little bit less violent, because the reaction roll is modified by the charisma modifier. So that's a big deal in this game, and it has saved us in the past of having death. So we have the first set of stats ready to go. It's all a part of the fun. I haven't had this much fun playing a fighter in as long as I can remember. He's actually technically a hopeless character. So yeah, he is. According to people on X, it's a pointless character. Nobody could ever want to play that character. A DM is cruel for making you have 1 HP as a fighter. It's just not fair. And I say to them, grow a pair. We're hardcore. Let's see. The hopeless fighter with 1 HP outlasts the illusionist thief with triple his health. Boom. GCP shout out. Glass Cannon Network is so good. Glass Cannon is Glass Cannon podcast. Is that what that's supposed to be? Glass Cannon also does a great show for Delta Green called Get in the Trunk. Okay, I haven't seen that one. You get me. That way your character talking the rewards of you. So here's the thing. If I think that like having evil and good characters in the same party, I don't really want to encourage that anymore. I really want like evil guys to be working with evil guys, so that way you can like really plot against the good guys. Because we're going to do lots of PvP. It's just, does it need to happen at level 1? You know, like, or does it need to be happening at level 1 in the dungeon? It can happen at level 1. Just in the dungeon when you guys are already like trying to survive, like you got all these monsters around you. They do a solid Call of Cthulhu show as well. Okay. Yeah, no, the Massive Nyarlathotep. Actually, I have watched 2 of those episodes, or 3. Yeah. Making an assassin next. It's been too get along gangy around here. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Harold, is that you? He's got the Riz. Okay, so should have seen how he used the W Sigma writ on Hot Sally. Bro, yes, Hot Sally. It was an NPC that was generated randomly. I went with it, and everything that I said, the players would say something, and I would kind of bounce off of that idea. It was really fun. You need the Hot Sally story now. Okay, so Hot Sally. Okay, we rolled the stats for the first person. He will be a fighter. Hot Sally was in a single person dwelling that was randomly rolled in the hex in a swamp. And I was like, who would live in a single person dwelling in a swamp? A hag. And so we're gonna switch character sheets. Maybe the guys can help me as I'm like as I'm rolling up these character stats, who Hot Sally is, but I don't want to get too distracted because you guys tease me about not getting any actual game time in, and all we do is chat the whole time. Let's get the next set of strength going. What? Yes. Okay, we have a 16 strength. Yes. Okay. So the plan was they were going to go into this swamp hex that was just north of the mountains, and it's right by the ocean. So like, I guess the ocean has been like seeping in and like overflowing and flooding the area. And there's not a lot in the hex. It's mostly an empty hex, but there were two things that were like located there, and it's a 6 mile hex, not a 1 mile. And if you're using the appendix in Dungeon Master's Guide, it actually says each of those is like 1 mile, and so you have like a very condensed space. I'm using 6 mile hexes, and I'm just like generating more in them than I would if it was just like a single hex, right? A single 1 mile hex. But she turned out like the players were automatically like suspicious of her, and you know, I did my little hag cackle like and they're like, okay, no, this lady is not to be trusted. Here we go, intelligence. Nice, that's a 12. Let's see. Need the Hot Sally story now. Okay, if your character starts with 1 HP, skimp on lots of gear, and pick up 3 to 4 hirelings with leather armor, dagger, and a wooden shield. Right now, he does have a lot of hirelings. He has been using a lot of hirelings. Your friendly tip with them all copper coins. Yeah, you hold these. You hold the copper. There's a whole philosophy here, but sadly, it's not. You would have died 2 times had your hirelings not pulled you out of the muck in the mire. All right, here we go. Dex. Not bad. Another 12. That's a +1 in this game. This is a beefy character already. Another 12. Wisdom. Wow. One of these has got to be low, right? I mean, okay. I'll take another 17. This dude is like stacked. Because these are the 12s are +1 modifiers, the strength a +3 modifier, the con is a +3. So, and we have a 10 for charisma. I think this is the blessed character right here. So far, it looks like we have 2 fighters. What happens at Hot Sally? So they were invited in. They wanted to know about the region. She was going to, offer them some food, some pickled pig belly. And the players could see that she kept pigs. So the pigs were acting strange watching the players, because if you've ever been on a farm, pigs, they're kind of like, they're really smart animals and they will respond at food time, but for the most part, like, they don't really acknowledge what's going on around them. Like, they're very much focused on like themselves or their piglets. And if you're like just walking by them, they won't even like acknowledge you. But these pigs were watching everywhere the heroes would go. They were kind of like, and so I was signaling to them like, something's not right here. And they knew. They're not, they're not fools. This isn't their first rodeo. They got invited in. They were really nervous. They wouldn't eat the food. Hot Sally was like coming on to them. Hot Sally's old lady living out in the swamp all by herself. She did inform them that there was like a threat nearby. Again, I don't want to give away too much because this is the map that these players, like, they didn't go to a dungeon. They didn't get any treasure. Their treasure is going to be when they sell this map. So I'm not going to give away too much information, but she did inform there was a problem and that she was willing to give them a reward if they handled the problem. She would also make a deal with them if they were just willing to make a personal sacrifice with her. She would give them a blessing. And Harold was not having any of it. Whereas Fizzle Battlebach, which was a gnome, I can't even say his name, jumped at the opportunity, sapped some of his strength to gain a spell, a second level spell slot at level 1, and he jumped at the opportunity. His strength dropped way down. He couldn't carry very much, but he got a level 2 spell slot, and it was like deafen too, which is so good because he's an illusionist thief, not just an illusionist. So like being able to like deafen your target, like sneak by and then do what you have to do, like rob them and then get out, like that's so good, right? And I actually rolled that randomly too because everything was 0 prep. So legit criticism of AD&D. Okay, let's hear it. The scene at Sally's place was great, fun, and really had added to the experience. However, we didn't kill anything or have any treasure from it, so 0 XP. Is roleplay worth XP? No, I'm not going to give it, no. Now, roleplay in ShadowDark RPG does. So, what I wanted for you guys from that opportunity, and I am aware of that. I've been doing this game for years, and early on, I found that it punishes players who want to roleplay and have a good time to do that. Because if you want to get XP, you need to be recovering something dangerous, right? So what I do in those moments is I'm going to offer you something that you couldn't get in the dungeon. And yeah, it might be a trade-off, like with a fae hag who lives in the swamp where like you lose something to gain something. But what you gain will be well worth the time that you waste, just chatting. So yes, that is a legit concern. Like, especially not just AD&D, because there are lots of AD&D games that pause time, right? So like you can role play, have a good time. You could talk to the county jailer, right? And like learn, where your buddy is, and then like go back and like make a plan and do this heist where like you break your pal out of jail and all that stuff. Like there are multiple modules that are like story driven modules. And when you stop time, your character's not punished the same way they are when you use one-to-one time. Because if you do that conversation and then at the end of the session you pause time, it's like it's only been one day in the campaign, and so you don't have to pay the upkeep costs until the campaign calendar hits that next month, right? Whereas in one-to-one time, you are in a Bro SR game, you are heavily punished for role playing. And so because at the end of the session, the days keep rolling, right? It's already December, like here it's December 7th. For you guys, it's December 6th, right? So if you're not being hyper aggressive about showing up to session and getting into the dungeon or making gold in other ways, like selling the treasure map that you have, which is valuable, because I was telling you guys in the Discord, I don't make adventures for you. I'm not going to say, all right, the session is starting. There's rumors that there is a dungeon, over here. I'll start a campaign that way, because, you don't have any opportunity to learn where anything is in session 1. But once the campaign is rolling, you guys have to use your downtime to find adventure sites. I am not going to make anything for you. If you guys all show up on session night and you're like, all right guys, so what are we doing? That's it. Like we're just going to spend an hour talking about what you want to do, and then you're going to have to go find something to do, right? So taking time to learn the region, to research, you have to pay gold to find information or spend time and resources to like search the area. That's how you're going to find treasure. It's not going to be delivered to you. So that's Jack, that is a very insightful criticism of AD&D, especially a bro game. Excuse me. I need to make these letters bigger. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe I'm getting old. I need some reading glasses. Hot Sally is a very nice old lady that all the characters should visit. Yes, you should visit her. Make sure you steal a pig while you're there. Did any character die? We're actually rolling characters up right now. So far, we have 2 fighters. One of them is stacked chubby. Very good to see you, buddy. Roleplay doesn't give XP or gold, but it contributes to the grade, which can make a huge impact. That's a good point. Dude, Pogo. Based. Yes, exactly. I love that we're having to explore the world and find things to do. Nothing just falls in your lap. Yeah, and it just won't happen. So, all right, I'm going to roll up the 3rd character. Here we go. All right, that is a 10 for strength. Not bad. An 11 for intelligence. I'm not seeing which character it's going to be yet. If we don't hit a 14, we do re-roll according to the rules. 6, 7, that's a 9. Oh, I see that. I see that Bradford Walker's in the chat. I wanted to ask you about your. Oh, that was supposed to be for Dex. I wanted to ask you about your blog post. It was about. I didn't get to read it. I bookmarked it, but it was about like what some classes could be doing. Oh man, what was it? What was it I wanted to ask you? Did you do a blog post about the primary classes, about like some things that they can be doing, like the goals that they could be pursuing? I didn't get to read all of the article, but I was very excited about the idea of reading it, and I bookmarked it, and I haven't gotten around to reading it yet. Have you written one for like the 4 core classes? Because that's really what I need. I would love to read something about that. If you know what I'm talking about, man, I'm sorry if I'm being very vague because I didn't get to read the whole article, but I read like that the paladin, like what should he be pursuing? Not just war, but like that could be like a side effect of it. And I was like, oh, this is really good stuff right here. I'm going to bookmark it, but I didn't know if you have done like the core classes because I want to read that one first. if you did. Okay, you did. Okay. The gameplay loops, right. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I'm going to have to go searching for that because that has been in my brain for a couple of days now. And I want to read those. I really, really want to read those. Okay, so let's go. Wisdom. We have our cleric. Look at that. That is a 15. We have our cleric. Very cool. Constitution. What is that? A 5? Okay. That's a 13. Very solid. He's gonna have. You only get the con bonus for your HP for level 1 in this game. And then, not the charismatic leader, we'll say. All right, let's see. So far, we have fighters and clerics. That's cool. That is more than enough. We are good to go. I am almost tapped out on my coffee. Let's see. Okay, not bad. We can work with an 11 in strength because we already have the fighter. Okay, that's not great. That's a 5 intelligence. We have a mouth breather. A 12 dex. We're going to need something. 10. If we don't get the 14, we re-roll. Yeah. 14 in con. Okay, I don't know what this guy's going to be. Maybe a thief. And an 8 in charisma. What could this guy be? Definitely not a wizard. His best is a +1 to dex, so he'll probably be the thief. Okay. Okay, so far we need... Okay, so for the last one, we actually need to arrange the stats if we want to have a wizard in this game. Because they're not called magic users, they are wizards. So for this last one, we will be arranging the stats just because we need to fill in the gap. Well, actually, how about this? You guys tell me. What do you think we should do? Should we just take it how it rolls and just play the party, whether, what if it's 3 fighters, a cleric, and a thief, whatever? Or do we try to see every class represented? You tell me in the comments, and I will read what I've missed in the interim while you guys let me know. Okay, so we've got Morgan Rath. Oh, hey, Chubby. Loved your cognitive load video. Dude, you're going off on YouTube, bro. Good job. Bradford says, I have had players driving the bus for the tower campaign from the get-go. And right now, I'm adjudicating player attempts to grow their warbands after about a week prior to another delve soon. Very cool. Yeah, letting the players run the game is just so much better because I have to do their downtime. That's a full-time job. Like with 10 players, and we might be getting more, that it is an absolute full-time job. Chubby says, thank you. I have a second cognitive load video coming soon. Jack McCarthy. Chubby Funster, you are indeed a monster. How dare you require minimal effort and forethought from players? This is America. We don't do that here. Let's see. Yeah, the gameplay loops. Yeah. Okay. Awesome, bro. Awesome. Oh, speaking of Chubby Funster, yeah, you know what time it is, guys? It is time for the Scooty Awards. Now, I don't know if you can see it. The Scooty Award has been sitting there for a year, and it is sparkling and twinkling and ready to be delivered to some of the top performers of 2025. Who are the winners and who are the losers of 2025? Stay tuned because the Scooty Awards are coming. Ladies and gentlemen, we have already started script writing. Things are rolling. Let's see. That guy is a thug thief. Yeah, he's a thug. Yeah, let's see if I can say that. The gameplay loops article was great. It really is. Just D&D. My players walk by a lot of treasure. Must resist the urge to point out, don't, because if they go back, just D&D, if they miss it the first time because it's like a secret passage or something like that, or They just don't search the room thoroughly or something like that. Some other party might come in and find it. Yeah, so like it's still there. Keep it stupid, no wizard. Well, I might roll a wizard just randomly on this last guy. It could happen, but okay. I respect that. Are you suggest not playing it raw, Mike? Take it how it rolls. Okay, so everybody's on the same page. Okay. Well, I mean, it's, you know, is it? Yeah, I guess assigning your stats isn't what's in the book. So, okay, yeah, we'll go for it. We'll keep an eye out. We'd be interested on both of you and Mike's opinions on the updated hex crawl in CS4 and downtime in the City of Masks at some point. Is this Cursed Scroll 4? I haven't read it. I only have the first two Cursed Scrolls. I am going to get the next book when it comes out. Kelsey said I was messaging her and she said that she's grinding away on it. So, it's not ready yet, but when it comes out, I'm going to start another campaign with my players. But Mike, talk a little bit about the high-level faction play that you're introducing with you and Pogo. Oh, right. Okay, so yeah, this is something that we've done like intermittently throughout the course of Aurora. Is I will assign players to roll up high-level characters. They're going to make level 10s because we generated it was going to be level 10. And they will be faction leaders. So they'll shake up the world. I don't let just everybody in the campaign do it. I want it to be people who are actually going to show up and do things and send me orders that are actionable. But for example, you just roll up a level 10 chaotic evil magic user, right? What does the chaotic magic user want? So in the back of the Dungeon Master's Guide, I'm going to switch books again. There is an appendix. I think it's Appendix C, where you can create a party of adventurers, and it gives them magic items and things like that. So what we're going to do is they're going to roll up some characters using Appendix C to give them some items, and that way they're not like level 10 with a dagger. And then from there, they're going to start chaos. So I was telling them, stick to like the four core classes, because those are like the easiest to personify in a campaign as an abstract patron player. You're not going to be going down into the dungeon with them. In fact, I don't think there's going to be any session play with them. They're going to be big movers and shakers. So if you make a fighter, you will have an army, right? And so you will be waging war against the leader of the city, who is Sir Bedivere, the other faction leaders, and just every time we introduce this, it lasts for a month or two before there's a clear winner, and it changes the entire landscape of the campaign setting, and it is very fun. If Vic was here, he would definitely be one of those people who I want to run a faction leader, but I haven't seen Vic yet today in the chat, but we'll message him directly about that. I respect that over the next year, over the next year, I will be able to start having more players take up referee duties. That is what I want. And resolve things, yeah. I want a Scooty. Dude, Scooties they're rare and the most prestigious award in the RPG community. So I don't just hand them out. Like, you can't just make up an award and just give them away. These things are earned, okay? Category. Best Substack. Oh, I love it. I'm writing that one down. I can make here's the thing about making the Scooties. You can make them as big, you can make the video as long as you want. Oh, there are a couple of people in that Substack category. Castle Grief, Bradford Walker. It wouldn't be Substack, it would be just best blog, but yeah. That is a really good idea, though. Good job, Jack. Category, best YouTube advice videos. Nomination, Chubby Funster. Bradford Walker has a banger Substack. I get excited whenever I see an email. Yeah. Curse Scroll 4, yes. And 5, yes. Very cool. Heretical Opinion. I'm not a big fan of Cursed Scrolls. Okay. You like the first 3 more. I see. thematics wise or content. Don't want to play at the end of the. Don't want to play Arnie at the end of the Predator as a class. Oh, I see. Yeah, I actually haven't even looked. I don't even know what's in there. What's up, boys? Black Lodge in the house, bro. I was just talking about the Scooties and how certain people in the chat have, you know, like they're all over here like begging for Scooties, and I'm like, dude, you don't just get a Scooty. You have to bleed for the hobby. And I already know Chubby Funzer's lazy, so you know, like, what has he even done, really? Like, I mean, he's written like a dozen books, started a very successful YouTube channel. What? The boys are in the house. Chubby, dude, you're awesome. All right, man, have a good day, dude. Yeah, see you later. Okay, last character for ShadowDark. Oh, right. Now that Black Lodge is here, guys, what do you think about if I try to use instead of the there's only a little bit of carousing in this book, but in the is it on my shelf? I think it is. In the Shucked Oyster, we have an entirely new options for carousing. What do you guys think? Should we use the Shucked Oyster more for this adventure? I was going to procedurally generate all the dungeons, but they have a couple that are in there that are pretty fun, and we could drop those in as well. So maybe a little bit of mix of like some of it will be procedurally generated, some of it will show off the Shucked Oyster, definitely the NPCs. Okay, let's roll up this last guy. Come on. No more getting distracted. Strength. We're going to have to shift this over just a little bit so that way you can see the dice. All right, here we go. Okay, well, we don't need a fighter. We already have 2. That was an 8, by the way. Okay, an 11 intelligence. We could make that the wizard just because. 9 dex. If we don't get a 14, we do get to re-roll. Looks like we have a 4. No, that is a 10. 10 wisdom. Our highest stat is an 11. Okay. That's another 11 in con and charisma. Okay, so we don't have to keep this character. According to the rules, it's raw. I know it feels a little... It's kind of antithetical to our play style because like we're always just like take it as it falls, but the book says if you don't have a 14, you can reroll. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, all right, we still haven't hit it. That's only a 7. That's even worse. We're downgrading our strength. We have a 10, downgrading the intelligence. Okay, we have a 12. Still haven't hit it. This happened on the Glass Cannon Network when the guy was rolling up the fighter. He couldn't get a 14. He rolled over and over again. We have a 10. What's it gonna be? Okay, that's a 12. Still haven't hit a 14. Dude, come on. All right. We go again. We go again, boys. We go again. Yeah, I'm actually excited about showing off my magic cards to you guys. Like, I want to see what your opinions are. If you guys game, like I love Magic. I just don't ever get to play. Always busy. We're going even lower for the strength. It can't get any worse than this, right? Is this how dice are supposed to work? Guys, now we're at a 4 intelligence. Every time we re-roll, the gods are punishing us. They're like, you're a coward for re-rolling. You should have kept your 10s. A 13, still haven't gotten it, but we have an actual thief now. Okay. Wisdom, we have 2 clerics. Here we go. So that is a 15. We'll have until they got the setting. Once the setting book comes out, then I want to use it like all in conjunction and make a channel member game. And I was also thinking about like whenever Kelsey gets done with the second book, we could make it a 1-to-1 time thing using the entire setting, the Oysterverse, and then using like the carousing tables in Shucked Oyster. So I don't know, like I don't want to use it all on this when we could be using it on the Discord. I don't know. What do you guys think? You want to see some of the stuff here? The boys. Okay. Yeah. LOL. Chubby's so fun. He's so lazy. See you later, buddy. I know you don't get a Scooty because I still haven't gotten one. Yeah, you gotta earn the Scooty, bro. Like we don't just make up awards here and just hand them out to people. Like that's absurd. No. Okay, let's see. Black Lodge Awards coming soon. Competition is good. So you can't, like I said, you can't just make an award ceremony. That's ridiculous. Like it has to be like a verified source. Like everybody knows that, right? Curse Scroll 6 for ShadowDark came out with an expanded carousing, including magic and weapon training, and carousing with percentile table outcome for benefits and mishaps. Good luck. Got to get back to Bloodmore now. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, get on that, brother. Get on that. Dice are supposed to confirm to this is a probability. What's up? Josh is in? Oh, yeah, what's good, y'all? Okay, very cool, Josh. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, so we have a team now. We've got a couple fighters, a couple clerics, and a crappy thief. We're going back to the beginning. And now we're going to switch over to page 40 and actually look at it. And we're going to roll a d12 for the ancestry. We're going to... Oh, wait, hold on. You can roll the class randomly? Is that funny? Is that awesome? Should we do it? Or should we just like stick with like, this is a strength character? I don't think you're going to lose anything from it. Let's just go for it. Okay, so instead of saying that this is a fighter, what do you guys think? Should we roll the d4 and let the class... It could be like a high strength... It could be a high strength wizard, and then like we're trying to pick spells that are like good at like making him awesome in a fight. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's see what happens if we roll a d4 for the class and a d12 for the ancestry. I do have to... All right, we have a d12 and a d4. This is for the first character we rolled with the high strength. It might not be a fighter. All right, it is going to be an elf fighter. Okay, it is a 1, so it's an elf fighter. Very cool. But the thing is the elf only gets a bonus to ranged attacks. It doesn't get a bonus to melee. So it's already not ideal. All right, next character. We're going to send this one over to the side. We have a 12 and a 2. This is the like super statted out character. He is going to be a goblin. And his class is a priest. Okay, so this priest, actually, he's okay at everything. So he'll be a melee priest, like a paladin kind of style. That's actually super fun. But a goblin, like, melee priest, that's pretty neat. All right, here we go. 7 tells us that this is going to be a dwarf, and it's also going to be a fighter, even though it has a high wisdom. This is great. Oh man, this is the most absurd. Oh my gosh, this is the most absurd class ever. Okay, whatever. Okay, and then we're gonna be playing a very lethal game. This guy had the high con, but really nothing else. Let's see, what is he gonna turn out to be? He is a 4, which is a human, and he is a wizard with a 5 intelligence. He is a human wizard. This is so bad. Oh, I keep writing both in the same slot. All right. Human wizard. Oh my goodness. And then this dude over here with like a 5 and a 4. What is he going to be? A 12. It's a goblin again. It's a goblin wizard. He has a 4 intelligence. Oh, dude, I'm having so much fun with this. This is great. Okay. Now, the next step... Yeah, no, this is... Yeah, of course, Jack is pleased. Let's see. It says, oh, yeah, sorry. Curse Scroll 6 is City of Masks. Cursed Scroll 5 ain't out yet. That's going to be the deep, dark one with mutations. Wait, she finished 6 before 5? Okay. His name should be Mugwort. This is epic. No, it's going to be trash. But these characters are going to be dead in no time. My ear trumpet has been struck by lightning. Boo, boo, boo. The man over here gifting out memberships. Very cool. So the Ninja Diffuse is now a channel member. It's great because you would never choose these things for yourself. No, absolutely. I would never choose a goblin wizard with a 4 intelligence. It's just not going to happen. So all of his spell checks are going to be at like minus something. So, all right, now we're going to go through and we're going to look at the other tables, right? Because there are tables for this. So did we actually roll a priest from all of those? Like, we got a wizard, we got a fighter, we got a priest. Oh, we did get one priest, we got a fighter. So we don't have a thief. Okay. So the first one is a priest. How many spells do they get? I think I have to look at the class section so I know how many spells to roll. You guys might know this, but I don't know it. All right. Hit points we know is a D4. Oh, that's wizard. All right. It's a D6 for the hit points. We do know that. Six. Boom. 6 hit points. And the con of +3. Now, you do get... should I wait on all of these things? Nah, we'll just roll it right now. She got the 6 +3, so that's actually 9 hit points for this priest. All armor and shields, celestial, diabolic, and primordial. We are going to write the languages down here because it will be relevant, but this is the least interesting part, so I'm going to skip past it. Yeah, I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. Deity is going to be randomized spells. 2 tier 1 spells of your choosing. Okay. It's not of my choosing. We are rolling for it. 5 and 2. We have Cure Wounds and Shield of Faith. Cure Wounds. And then Shield of Faith. This is great. Now, this was our super stacked character, and Shield of Faith is great because it's going to make him even more stacked. With these hit points getting 6 on the maximum, why does that not surprise me? That is so good. Who will the character follow? Which deity? We need a D8 for that one. 6 tells us it's Memnon. I don't know much about Memnon. We'll come back to that, but it will dictate the alignment. All right. For languages, I think, does that increase with what your intelligence score is? I don't think it does. Intelligence. Cast wizard spells, decipher runes, learn new skills, important for wizards. So for languages, we'll come back to that because it's kind of boring, like just writing out a bunch of words. Okay. Oh, the alignment is randomized. Okay, so D6 for that. 3 tells us it is lawful. Okay, so the background is always randomized because it is a D20. So that's something we can roll right now. And this will tell us a little bit about our character, like who they are, and Memnon's right over here. Chaotic. So I worship a chaotic god, but I am lawful. All right, here we go. We've got a D20 on this background chart. 13 tells us that we have an acolyte. You're well trained in the religious rites and doctrines. That makes sense. Sure. Acolyte. All right. And then gear. So for gear, random first level characters have a crawling kit, 1 weapon, leather armor, if they can wear it, and 5 gold pieces. Okay. So what is this? What is this for? Oh, they get a D4 of these level 0 characters. Okay, well, we get a set thing, so that is what we have. We'll come back to this character later. We don't need to do all the little noodly details. We can do that later when it's, you know, off camera, when it's less fun. We will come up with names before we're done, though. That is going to happen. Let me just catch up with everybody real quick. Yeah, he is the Santa Claus of gifted memberships, isn't he? He's awesome. Let's see here. Yeah, Goblin Wizard, his name should be Gobzord. Harold has taught us that no character is truly hopeless. No, it's true. Even 1 HP, you can do it. Look at the poor goblin trying his best. Let's see. Harold is truly the favorite of the gods. The dice literally have pulled his butt out of the fire last night. He has fallen 4 times in combat. Still not dead. He's a swolserer. I've been planning to play solo dark with the whole party of goblins. That could be fun. Yeah, you just go invisible every time. That's actually genius. Yeah. Swolserers. Okay. Okay, you can order something then. Lawful Priest of Memnon. Yeah, that sounds like a very goblin thing to do. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so we have an... Wait. Is there 2 goblin wizards? Oh, no. That was a priest. A goblin priest. Now we're on the goblin wizard. All right. What do we have here? Deity? I think we still roll the deity. 1, Saint Taragnus. Oh, my gosh. Okay. I'm trying to go fast now. Saint Tarag. Okay. We have... Languages are boring. Languages are boring. Alignment is a D6. 2 is lawful. So that tracks. And now the spells. I think he gets... Oh, we'll have to go back. We're going to have to go back to the wizard because I don't know how many spells he gets. Is it 4? Or 3? You know, 3 tier 1 spells. And I get a D4 of hit points. So let's roll the D4 for the hit points. 3? Not bad. Not bad. Oh, and you get +1 at level 1. Only at level 1 do you get the con modifier. So he has 4 hit points. Solid. And then we're going to get 3 of these bad boys. 3 of these spells. We have 6 is Floating Disc. 8 is Light. And we got to reroll that one. And 6, got to reroll that. 9. Mage Armor. Okay. So we have Floating Disc, Mage Armor, and Light. And Light. Very cool. So if we don't have the torches, we have a backup option. Getting the treasure out, Floating Disc. Mage Armor's very fine. He's going to need help, probably. He has a nice dex, so that'll work. Ooh. We have our second wizard here. Let's go. D4 hit points. 2 + 2 for 4. Nice. Deity. Ord. This character is lawful as well. We have a nice lawful party. Okay. And then the spells. 4 is Detect Magic. 5 is Featherfall. And 3, Charm Person. Okay, excellent. We need something. Charm, Featherfall, and Detect Magic. We need something to impact the combat, right? Like, because combat is eventually going to come up, and Charm Person is going to be very useful in that. It'll only come into play for the first couple of levels where, like, we're encountering smaller monsters, but you need something other than Tensor's Floating Disc. How's it going tonight? Hey, Mr. Goat, what's up, dude? We're just making characters, bro. You know, we're getting ready for the next campaign. Season 1 is done. We're putting those characters on the back burner with all, like, the level 6 characters. We might use them again in another module in the future, but this season 2 is going to be all about randomly generating the dungeons, randomly generating the terrain, dropping dungeons wherever like the terrain, wherever it pops up on the hex map. So we're really going to be using every aspect of this book, not just the character classes and the spells. Like we're going to be breaking open all of it. We're going to be rolling on the encounter tables as we progress. I'm actually very excited about season 2 because season 1 was about mastering the system, and season 2 is really going to be like, you know, breaking it in. All right, we have our human wizard with the HP, the spells. It's all, oh, the background. I forgot about the background. We do need to roll a background for both of the wizards. I'll do all the gear stuff later. We don't need to worry about that. Where is the background list? Okay, so it's a D20. We have a 20 here as a chirurgeon. You know, anatomy, surgery, and first aid. Maybe it's a chirurgeon. Do you guys know what that word is? Can you even see it? CHIRURGEON. I feel like an absolute Luddite here. I don't know any words. I don't know anything. Maybe it's supposed to be a surgeon, but it's like a surgeon. And then we had the other wizard as well, which I didn't roll his background. So what is his background? 18 tells us it is a scholar. That tracks. Okay. That's done. We have 3 of our characters of the 5. We have 2 fighters left. Oh, the dwarf fighter will get to roll his hit points with advantage. Let's turn over to the fighter page. Oh, and of course we have to do the talents. Oh, geez, guys, come on. We are not done. We are not done, boys. We got work to do. Don't I teach English as a second language? I do. Thank goodness I only have to teach 5-year-olds because the words like chirurgeon, I don't know. I don't know those words. Procedural generation seems mechanical at face value, but it's actually a great catalyst for imagination. Exactly, dude. Like we were just talking about before you hopped in the chat, we were talking about how in the last AD&D session, which will be the after action reports coming, but it was completely zero prep. It was a zero prep hex crawl, and we had fun. Like I got to be just as surprised about what was happening as the players at the table. It was really a good time. Chirurgeon is archaic for surgeon. Yeah, I figured it was, but it's like chirurgeon? Is it surgeon or is it surgeon? Do you say CHIR like sir? Because there's 2 R's as well, which is weird. Okay. I think here we're going to roll hit points, D8, but he gets to roll with advantage. 6 and 7. 7 plus 1, so he's going to have 8 hit points. And then the second fighter, we'll go ahead and just do right now, will have a -1. 2 minus 1, he has 1 hit point. He doesn't roll with advantage. He's an elf. Okay. Weapon mastery. Choose one type of weapon, such as long swords. You gain a +1. So we're going to roll that randomly. We're going to go over to the weapon page, to the equipment list, and we're going to be picking a weapon randomly. Gear. I see dagger, short bow. Oh, this is starting level 0 gear. Here we go. I want weapons, though. Here it is, guys. We're going to roll each of these randomly, and that's where their weapon mastery is going to be. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I will roll. I do have a D16 somewhere. I'm not going to go track it down. So we'll just re-roll anything higher than 15. That's a 2. He is He's got a club mastery. Awesome. Club mastery. Oh, man. Here we go. And then 5 for the second guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A great axe mastery. Okay, so the dwarf has got the club, and the elf has a great axe. This is... The elf is... He's got 1 hit point. He's just going to go in swinging with that axe. All right, let's go back to page 40 and finalize a couple more details about these guys before we roll their talents. So, who do the dwarves worship? We have Saint Taragnus again. And this guy is going to worship for Madeira, the Covenant. Madeira, okay. I don't know enough about these gods to really like flesh it out too much, but it could come into play. We'll see. And then we've got their alignment. 6 tells us chaotic for the first one, which chaotic Saint Taragnus worshiper. And then we have a neutral Madeira, which I think is her. All right. So now we're almost done with our characters. We've made quite a few. We need to name them and give them some talents. And then I will fill in like all the little details off camera because like that's way less interesting to see. Nobody cares what languages they speak. Oh, you can speak Goblin? All right. So for this, we're going to switch over to the class section. We're going to start with Fighter. We roll 2d6, and this will affect some stats potentially or their weapon mastery. Let's roll orange and purple. Let's go. Now, this is a dwarf, so he only gets the 1 roll. We have a 7, which gives +2 to strength, dex, or con. Strength. So it's going to be a +2. So for the first talent, we're going to say, how about this? We just track talents here. And then for number 1, I'll just put a 7. That's what I rolled. Okay. So that, because I did notice that whenever I was running in season 1, I would forget what the talents were that I had already rolled. And then I would be trying to recalculate everything and like try to figure out how I got to a number. Tracking that is important. If you're doing it at home, if you're playing at home, track your talent rolls because you will forget. Now we have the second fighter. Rolling 2d6. 12. Choose a talent or +2 points to distribute 2 stats. This is good. I mean, you get to choose, right? So, like, you don't want to just take 2 points to distribute because that's lame. I think that gaining a weapon mastery with 1 additional weapon type is pretty good. You get to choose. I'm going to choose the rare one. So 16, got to reroll that. 11. Let's see. What was the 11 on the weapon list? That he will have a second weapon mastery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Shortbow. Shortbow weapon mastery too. Gets 2. And then we're going to put talents down here. And we're just going to put 2 because I actually chose the 2. All right, now we're switching it up. We're going to a different class. Now we're going to the priest. So, what will the talents be? The goblin, he gets to turn invisible sometimes. That's pretty neat. He rolled a 3, which gives him a +1 to melee or ranged attacks. I think we're going to lean into the battle priest with this guy. He's got amazing stats. And so talents, we're going to give him a +1 to melee. So we're just going to put here that he got a 3. I will know that it's +1 to melee. That is really good because he's already got a +3. So a +4 with this guy, he's going to be a beefy boy. I'm not going to choose ranged attacks because he's going to crush things up close and personal. We have a goblin wizard. and a human wizard. So this goblin, again, will be able to turn invisible. That'll be neat. And with a 5... With a 5 in the talents, we get +2 to intelligence or +1 to wizard spell checks. They're both the same. We need our... yeah, it's still going to give us just a minus. We're still going to be in the negatives because we have such a bad intelligence, but we are choosing the +2 to intelligence, and I will write down the talent that we got, which was a 5. Scutidark, gotta love it. This is not great. This wizard is so bad. Every spell, floating disc, mage armor, light, all of them are going to be at -2. Yeah, -2. All the spell checks are at -2. This wizard's going to fare a little bit better because right now he's at a -3, but we're going to get that intelligence. We're going to get it. All of my wizards are trash, dude. Okay, we got a 9 on the wizard checks, which gives us gain advantage on casting 1 spell. We're going to take advantage on Charm Person. We're going to say advantage. Okay. Last thing we got to do is name our characters, and then we're going to call it, guys. I have got a date lined up with my wife. We're going to a spa. We're going to get like deep tissue facial massages, you know, like we're getting the whole thing. So I'm going to have to leave pretty soon. Thank you guys for joining us. Let's get some names for these characters, and then we are going to call it. I had fun today shooting the breeze with the boys. Thanks for coming in. It's been a blast. You guys are so cool. Oh, character names. Thanks for being patient while I'm like flipping through all these books and stuff. I think that this next campaign is going to be super fun because I won't know what's coming and there won't be any description that I can read to tell me. You know, like it's just, here's a trap. It does 2d12 damage because the traps are insane in this book at level 1. Names. Here we go. We have a human. Oh, I don't know. Did you guys catch it? The human gets to roll twice on the talent table. We can't do names yet. Did anybody catch it in the chat? I don't know if they did. I don't know if they did. We get to roll 2 times. An 8. Gain advantage on spell casting 1. Okay, so we got 8 and a 9, and we are going to choose Featherfall. Yeah, we're going to choose Featherfall. Because if we are falling, we want to succeed on that check. Okay, yeah, we got 2 advantage checks. Very cool. Now, names. All right, we have a human wizard. Human list is over here. D20. 14 tells us Rogar. Rogar. Very cool name. Rogar the wizard. We have a goblin. 20 on the goblin is Grix. We've got another goblin. 11 on the goblin names tells us Finn. Finn the goblin. Elf. 6. Veros. Veros. Very cool name. And the last one is the dwarf. It's a dwarf with a Scottish accent. Gotta have it. All right, 17. Brielle. Sounds like a lady name. So we have one lady, the dwarf fighter, in the group. All right, let's catch up on the chat, and then I'm going to have to go. Got a spa date. It's going to be a blast. Looking forward to hanging out with the wife. Sunday is our date day. It's early here. I know it's late for you guys, but it's Sunday morning for us. It's almost 11, so we're going to have some lunch, and then we're going to go to the spa. This is the first episode of Season 2, but let's scroll back a little bit. I realize I missed a bunch. The medieval surgeon, yeah. I thought that was the barber. Yeah, I think they do kind of call him barber sometimes. Morgan says, Karn 2E has some great rules, agnostic tables to pilfer for inspiration, particularly for map generation. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Kirarjan, written in IPA. Okay. For people who love the procedural generation. Okay, this is officially the first episode. It is. ScutiDark, gotta love it. Not great characters are the best characters. Guys, these are going to be the champions. They're going to get like the Ring of Three Wishes and beat the Wyvern. It's going to happen. You must depart. I have to depart too, Jack. Thank you for coming in. Yes. Hey, you named the goblins already. Have a great day. Later. See ya. Later, Ma. Later, Ma. I have a player sending an assassin to kill the Elf King. Shenanigans are afoot. Oh, very nice, dude. Yeah, we have an assassin in our game. Let's see what he comes up with. All right. How do you adjudicate something like that, Bradford? Do you game it out or do you just roll random? There are assassin rules. Yeah, he uses the assassination table rules. Yeah. It's like I tell all my players, flaws make for more interesting PCs. Absolutely. And with that, guys, I think we're going to have to call it. Thank you for hanging out. It has been an absolute blast, boys. All right. Be good or be good at it. I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.